Hello and welcome to the top of the world. And I am at the top of the world. And I know for many people it seems strange that there are so many remote places in the world where people still live. Well, I do. But how remote are you, Simon? Well, I left my yard 54 minutes ago. And I've been driving for 54 minutes and I haven't seen a human, a vehicle, or anything bigger than a bird. I've seen nothing in 54 minutes. Except beautiful scenery and the odd tree. I've got to there's not many trees. Anyway, I can't see nothing but the trees, if I'm honest. So there's a belt on this planet that runs from the north of Norway all the way, believe it or not, to Japan. And it's probably one of the single largest forests left on our beautiful planet, and I live in it. But sometimes when you want to travel, you can travel an awful long way, and then just there's a vehicle. There is a vehicle over there. No, there's no person there, but there is a vehicle there. Quite a nice one. Ooh. So why are you?
In 9.5 kilometers, turn right onto Lyksborgsviken.
There you go. Why are you travelling an hour down dirt track, Simon? Well, I might have found, look at that. I might have had a little bid on an auction. That's what I might have done. And I might have bought something. Now obviously that something's got to be cheap. Well, it was cheap. So I'm going to continue on my journey until I arrive where it is I have to be. I think I just met my Swedish twin. No, I did just meet my Swedish twin. He is the same age as me, and he loves everything that I love, and I've just been to his place in paradise. So this is a very small village. Long way. Oh, tarmac. That's interesting. Tarmac. Okay. Anyway, I was getting distracted. So I now have in the back of my van what it was I come to collect from a man that is my Swedish twin. Literally. And here's another thing. Casper, he never made a sound, not one sound. He didn't bark once, and I didn't realise that till I went to get back into the van, and I'm thinking, why is the dog so quiet? So with the door open, I invited my Swedish twin back to see. He just lied there smiling at him. Very, very strange. Very strange. So, for those of you who don't know, right, Casper, he barks and growls and huffs and puffs at everybody. And if you go near the van, you're going to lose your arm. But this man, nothing. Not a peep. I'm having one of those blessed moments where I just feel blessed, totally blessed to be where I am, doing what I'm doing today. There's still ice in the ditches. That's interesting. Yeah, lake, dog, gravel road. The only thing that's missing, right, is the general rumble of a V8 instead of this 4-cylinder diesel thing. Anyway, we're on our way back. I think there's a lot of like-minded people live out here. I mean, the Swedes are petrol heads anyway. Is this the place I think it is? Yeah, I think so. Because I drove past it an hour and a half ago. I know this is loud and really annoying. Welcome to my world. Saw a couple of comments about how beautiful the old cabins were and how people used to live and how harsh it must have been. No, is. This is that was a village. This is a village. This is how people live, and it's harsh. And this is really bad. Oh, bit of smoothness. So these are not holiday homes or holiday cabins. This is where people live and what they do. might take a bit of normalising as a man that come from England. Yep, a little bit. Plenty of rural places around the world, including the US, where people live in very much the same way. Interesting fact, something that governments could learn from, irrespective of the language. Jesus. Right, well, this has been recently. Well, they haven't graded this very well since the end of winter, I can tell you. It runs out in a minute. We get onto some good surface. No? No. Right. Well, if you're the local grader driver and you have any idea where I am, can you please get yourself down here and regrade this surface? Because it's diabolical. And, woohoo! Traction control says, oh my god, what are you doing, big bird? Right, I'm going to need both hands on the steering wheel now. We're not actually going to get up the hill. Did I travel this road this morning? Yeah, but I was unladen. I've now got a big weight behind the back wheels, and it's not easy to drive, I've got to tell you. So I think they relayed this road knowing that they got to haul all this wood out, and they were hoping that the heavy machinery and the heavy lorries are going to push all this stone into the road, because I haven't driven on a road where they've laid it this thick, and like I said, it was bad this morning, but it didn't seem this bad. That's been a really arduous 20 minutes on this road. Anyway, we're nearly back, and it's smoothing out. Wow, that was hard work. That was hard work. It is in the van. It's more Land Cruiser terrain, that. Anyway, there, smoothness. And a good sight. Well, this bridge was hand cast with shuttering in the 50s. They built scaffolding, shuttered it up, poured the concrete by hand. Amazing. Some of you will know exactly where we are. Look at that. What a beautiful day to go fishing. But if you was to go fishing out there, wouldn't you need a boat, Simon? Yeah, you would. And by some weird coincidence, that's exactly what we got. There's me boat. Look at that. Ready for fishing. made it. Now we're going to go in and take coffee, and then there'll be the great reveal of what have you bought, Simon? There is no question in my mind, few of you will know exactly what this is and why I bought it. I suppose there's two important things to this engine. The rarity of it here, and the price. Okay, well, I'll bring you in, and we don't want that, that's the ball. I'll bring you in and we'll have a look. Okay, so I suppose this little box is quite relevant. So that item there, which is new, that costs 3 times what I paid for the entire engine. Do I need that? No. It's very nice to have though. Very nice to have. I'll show you what I do need, and this will give away, if you haven't already guessed what it is, this will give away what it's for. That is what I need. Here may as well be chicken's teeth. That. Can I get those in England? Yeah, everywhere. Loads of them. Yeah. How much does that cost? 5 times what the entire engine, including fees and collection costs, and then shipping from England to here. This. Well, what's that, Simon? Well, at this point, hundreds of you will know what that is. For the rest of you, I'll show you. Because very few people actually go back and look through the back catalogue. We have what my Sarah recently called an elephant in the yard. What she meant was it's a bit of a white elephant. Yeah, it has been. That. what is missing and what do we need in order to make our generator work. For those of you that don't know, a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago. Anyway, I traded a man for some wood and my skill for that. We got attacked by a bear whilst we was up there doing the job. And then we went and collected it. And it's never run. And it can't run. Ta-da! Behold. Behold my generator. My generator. Is it an exceedingly low hour lister? Petter? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What does it need? Oh. Needs a starter motor. Is the starter motor I've just got on that other engine gonna bolt straight into here? Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you how I know. When I saw that engine on auction, there was two things that gave it away because I couldn't read the tag. The first was the 3-bolt starter motor looked similar, if not the same. The second was that and that. And you can see the carriage that this engine sits on. I know the light's a bit bad, right? You can see the carriage and the mounts it needs, right? Okay. Look at that. It's going to run. Okay. Now look at that. And that. That tells me this is an old army generator engine, right? Supplied to England, by England, to Sweden. The Lister Petters was used all the way through the Second World War and then into the 50s and 60s, and they were used in generator houses for the military. And there we have them again. They all sat on the same carriage and operated in the same way. And this had a generator attached to it and came out of a box exactly like that. Did I know any of that? No, because all I saw was this broken engine. Right, you got the sides off. Look at that. So it was taken out of commission because the crank bearings had gone. On this cylinder. Will this engine ever run again? Yeah, I could make it run again, but I don't need to. Because what I need it for is all the parts. Look at the cylinder houses. Look how simply these were made. If you lose a cylinder housing, you can replace it. Cylinder head, singles. Amazing. Just incredible, long lasting, cheap to run, cheap to maintain, relatively easy to fix when you're not in a remote part of northern Sweden. So, what I intend to do is put this somewhere where it's dry. Should I dismantle it? I don't know. So we're going to take the starter motor off of this. We're going to house this somewhere dry and stop any further deterioration. And we're going to fit that starter motor to that generator, and if I'm right, we're going to connect all the batteries up, and we're going to press the button and it's going to start, and if it starts it'll run, and if it'll run it's going to generate electricity. Oof. Is there a lot going on in my shop? Way too much. Or way not enough. Depends on how you look at it. I'm starting to get overwhelmed by the stuff. Right, okay, this is a starter motor that was with the machine that I was told costs, it cost a lot of money. More money than it cost to buy one. To have this sent away, still stick it up and rebuilt, allegedly. But for some reason it was never fitted. Can't imagine why. Anyway, it didn't work. Right. It's grinding, jamming, whatever's the matter with it, it's no good, it don't work. So that rendered my generator useless. Are they the same? Identical in every single way. Spline, width, identical, spline numbers. Small change of plans. I've installed the, I've got to put this down. I brought the batteries out and I've connected the batteries to make a 24 volt system so that I can just test it and jump it in air. Am I expecting it not to work? No, I'm expecting it to work. I'm expecting to be able to bolt it straight into place and connect it all up. If I can remember, it's been quite a while since I took all this apart. Anyway, it's quite a complex, there's a lot going on in a little box is what I'm saying. Anyway, let's get some jump leads. Oh, firstly we're going to test. Oh, that's the air coming out of the machine because we've just taken down the level of the scaffolding on the other side, another video, and I've just been down and collected all the stuff that I hoofed over the, you know what I'm saying, probably not. Right. So I've hooked up the two batteries there. Let's just see if I've got 24 volts coming off of there. It's a bit skiddy in here because of the diesel. 23.9 volts coming off of that. So, if there's 23.9 volts, today's the 13th of August. I can't quite remember when I laid that starter motor down in there. But what I do now is I just had a fight getting it on. Anyway, it's on there. It's not helping at my back. Anyway, so, have I got enough power? Well, I've got out the battery charger, jumping unit, just in case I haven't. Connected the batteries up 24 volt. I've connected the starter motor up. I don't know if I've got any diesel left in it because there's a slight leak in the pipe and the diesel might have all run out. Anyway, firstly we need to know if it turns over because, you know, we've been at a long time. So, this is genuinely the first time I've clicked this button since we brought it here, and I've just fitted the starter motor and put it in there. That don't sound very good. Okay, I think we're ready to decompress the engine then, right? I'm not quite sure what that tinker-tinker-tink noise is. Well, that noise, that's my neighbour cutting wood. even has happened there? I just started. Right, for those of you who don't know, right, here's the hour meter for this engine in this unit. English made Lister Petter. This is an AC English made generator, and this is a 3-phase generator, and it'll put 3-phase into there. I'm hoping. Oh my god. It just started and ran. Right. Amazing. Okay. Now I suppose we need to see if it's generating power. For those of you that are safety conscious, good time to turn off. Right. Oh, there you go. Okay then, so when that's running, we should be producing 220, 230 volts to these sockets here. That's what we should be producing. Breakers are on, okay. So why am I not getting any amp readings up there or a voltage reading there? Not quite sure, but if it's operating, it should be putting power into there. So what I've got to do is I've got to start the engine, and then somewhere out here I've got my test meter. There we go. I'm going to put you back on the tripod because I can't hold you and do this in there. Trying to go. Three phases, 222 volts. Wow, that's loud in there. Right. Well, that's worth spending the money on now then. So now I've got to get this diesel line here made up, and then this diesel line, get new diesel lines made up. Right, that'll stop the diesel leak. And then all we got to do, so in here, what I've done there is you've got the 3 main phases coming in from the generator. They go across to here. Now at the moment I've got these fuses out and everything turned off because on the outside here, this is my outgoing cable. Right, so I didn't think that, what's he barking at? I didn't think that was a good idea to have those fuses in. However, within this environment, you've got to get this fan working and this to open up to get the airflow going through. And I've got no light either at the minute. So it's now understanding fully what this box does. Voltmeter, generator, RSSTTR. Because these are not firing up on my amps and my voltage yet. And I don't want to just go clicking buttons I just needed to get it running. Now we know it's running, it don't knock and it all sounds very nice. Now we can put the effort into this electric box and get this sorted out. Now what is missing is the meter from the national grid and the switching gear and the fuses from the national grid. And I'll explain what used to happen. This, as a backup generator, was connected to the national grid. And what happened was when the national grid went down, this would know and this would automatically start. And it's designed to be in remote places and run on very low service intervals. Thus, that whole area underneath is the oil tank. Right, to keep it running cool, or to help it to keep running cool, and to reduce service life. So the next thing I have to do is get this fan operational. It is charging up there. What am I? It's holding at 222 volts. Should say 24. I do know this battery is not very good. So, but I don't know what all of these do and why and anything. Oh, lamp test. Okay. Well, they'll work then. They must be running off the 12 volt system. And I did have this light on temporarily when I switched this to. Okay. I don't know if that'll refire. That big clunk in there is only when it's being turned off. Wow, I'm so amazed. I shouldn't be, should I? I absolutely shouldn't be amazed. I'm so happy that that just fires up and works. I just got to work out that electric box now. So that's been sat here. Some of you remember when we went and got this and we traded it for a porch. And now it's it's running. This has been the major thing for me, get it running. Now it's running. Now I can think about getting it operational. So this here, this should run that. It can also be moved, so like up at the theatre, we can take it up to the theatre and run 3-phase power into that and then take the individual phases off for electricity, for sockets, single phase, for lights. Wow. Okay, wow. Thank you to my new Swedish twin, is all I've got to say to that. Because had we not found that engine, we wouldn't have got that starter motor and this wouldn't be running. So for you, it's probably only been 20 minutes or half an hour. For me, it's been so long ago. I've been flat out ever since. Alright. So I've traced the wiring in the now as far as I've got to start it. Right, I've got to turn on the generator to 1 and I'll turn that to 2. And I've traced the electricity all over this thing and I am out of here. So I think then I'm running through the voltage meters. Right, and that's where I lose it. These wires coming out of here are not, that wire going in is marked, the wires coming out are not. So it's quite fumey in here. I've kind of had enough. It's end of day. I've struggled to get that starter motor in down that gap there. Right, you can see it's almost the same colour. So I think I'm happy to say, other than the last connecting it all up and getting the electrics working, the engine is getting hot. I need to get the fan, that fan and the louvets to open on this side and the ones where it extracts air in. And I also need to check the diesel because I think it's running on the really old diesel that was in the bottom of the tank pre who knows how many years. Anyway, it started to smoke quite a bit and it's smelling oily. So I've turned it off runs nice, runs smooth, generator works. I'm going to replace the diesel lines, and then I've got to see if I can get an airflow through this to keep the whole thing cool. And that part of that is just working out the last part of the electrics to get all the auxiliaries working, and then we think we're good to go. We can put our big socket on the end, bolt one on the outside, and draw electricity from it. I'm calling that a huge success. I am. So that's wasn't last year, it sat here for a year, didn't it? So that's 2 years ago we moved this. So it's taken me 2 years to get it up and running. It runs. I'm determined to finish it now. I'm going to take those diesel lines off, get them down, work out the rest of the electrics, and we'll have this operational by winter. And like I say, we can pick it up and move it around to wherever we need it now. I know it's not like a little generator, but it puts out a lot more power. Also, it's designed to run in the Arctic conditions here. So if you need auxiliary power outside in minus 25, this is your kiddie. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you like the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, consider it. It doesn't cost you anything. Really helps the channel out. We'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.